And 6.4, the last section of this chapter, of course, pulls everything together. And we're going to do something called solving triangles. The great thing is really, we've already been doing this in sections 2 and 3, because solving triangles, let me get my pen going. If I ask you to solve a triangle, that just means to find all missing measures. So what sort of measures might we be looking for? They might be angles and they might be sides. Important that if you're looking for an angle, there are several things we know. Don't forget the angles in a triangle have a sum, meaning add, of 180 degrees. So if you know two angles, the third one is super easy to find. And when we're talking right triangles, we almost always know two angles. Okay, so that's easy. And if we're looking for an angle but we know two sides, then we're going to use a trig ratio. Oops. Which means we have to think SOHCAHTOA. If we're looking for a side, so if you've got a right triangle, if you know two sides, don't forget Pythagoras. Which you have memorized from somewhere in your history as a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I like it better as leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. You'll make fewer mistakes if you remember it that way, but whichever works for you. But if you know two sides, you don't have to use trig. You can go back to using Pythagoras. If you know an acute angle, that's important. We don't use the 90, and a side, then you're going to use a trig ratio. And that again is where some part of you has to think about which ratio am I going to use? How can I tell? What do I know? Which formula has those things and how to solve it? So in the notes there is only one example of this because you have actually been working with it so much already. The process is the same. We have a right triangle, and we know it's called triangle WHY, or whichever order you want to name them in. It could be that, but it's not as funny. Across from our sides, we know we have the little letters. And we're actually told that side W down here is 17.31. Now there are no units given with it. That's important because when you find your sides, that means you don't have units for those either. And we know W is a 62-degree angle and H is 90. We have to solve the triangle. So what's missing? What don't we know? Well, when I look at those angles, I can see that I don't know how big angle Y is. I don't know side H, and I don't know side Y. Help out whoever has to mark your stuff and put this over here. It will also help you know when you've done everything there is to do, right? So as you find things, put the answers up there and be organized. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with angle Y. Well, how am I going to find angle Y? Well, remember, I'm going to back up here a bit. When you're looking for an angle, we know angles in a triangle have a sum of 180 degrees. Do I know enough? Sure I do. I know that angle Y plus 62 degrees plus 90 degrees, there's my three angles, have a sum of 180. In other words, angle Y plus 152 is 180, and now it's a single stepper, and I subtract, and I find out that angle Y is 28 degrees. And I pop up over here and I go, yay, I've got one of the things done that I need in this question. Now side H, that hypotenuse over there. We know that this is the hypotenuse, no matter which angle we're standing at. We know that for sure. Now I'm going to make a suggestion. This 62 was given in the question. We figured out angle Y, which means this is the angle at the top here. This 62 is where we should stand. Why? No pun intended. There's a lot of why going on in this question. How come I would stand up there? Because if we subtracted wrong, this 28 is wrong. And then everything we work with from there, if we use that 28, we get everything else wrong as well. So instead, use the angle that you know is right. I know this 62 is correct. Now it doesn't matter which side we find first, H or Y. Since I've got them written in this order, let's find H first, which is our hypotenuse. And across from this orange dude is a side that we know, across from being opposite. So we know our opposite. We're looking for hypotenuse. We know opposite, and we're looking for hypotenuse. So we're going to use sine to find side H. Now we know sine has to have an angle after it. The angle we're working with is angle W, but we know its measure. We can go ahead and say sine of 62 degrees equals. The opposite side is 17.31. We're looking for hypotenuse. There's the formula we have to solve. Since our variable's in the bottom, I recommend putting this over 1 and cross multiplying. So we have H times sine of 62 equals 1 times 17.31, which is just 17.31. Now to finish solving this, I need H by itself, so I'm going to divide by sine 62. Anything I do to the left side, I have to do to the right side. So to find H, I need to do this math in my calculator. So I go find my calculator and I need to clear this all up. There's a couple of ways to do it. I'm just going to go ahead and go 17.31 divided by, and we are going to go, make sure I find this right, sine of 62. And if you look at what's in here in this little spot, you can see that 17.31 over sine of 62, just like what we have here. So it's doing the right math. I'm going to hit enter, and it says 19.60 blah, 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 blah. Oh, did I find a mistake in the notes? Nope, I didn't. 19.60. I thought maybe this should be a 1. Since it looks like this, right? If I want to stop after 2, this is not 5 or more. So it stays 19.60. There are no units to put on it since we weren't given any units on the side that was already labeled. Now to find Y, we have two options. We could use Pythagoras. We could do this, where we know now that our hypotenuse is 19.6. We know that one side is 17.31. And the side that we're looking for that we don't know yet is this side Y. So I'm going to put a Y in here. And we could solve it this way. I could go ahead and find 19.6 squared. Which is 384.16. And I could find the 17.31 squared. Oops. That's a mess. 17.31 squared, which is 299.6361. I could do my subtraction. And it's going to do that to me again. Minus the answer. Yeah, no, I've screwed that all up. Let's try that all again. Clear, clear, clear. I didn't screw it all up. I punched that in bad. 384.16. Take away 299.6361. And I have 84.5239. Now, how do we finish that off? 5239, how about? If I have a y squared and I want to get it to be just a y, to undo squaring, we take square root. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I need to find the square root of that value, which is square root of the answer, is 9.19. Now, if you look at the example in the notes, that's not what we got. The example in the notes says 9.20. And that's why it's important to show your work, because what will happen in one or the other, there has been some rounding happen that has lost that 1/100th of accuracy. But I won't mark it wrong if I can see that you've done it right. Okay, that little bit is okay. It's if I can tell you've rounded off incorrectly that we have a problem. Now, this was one option to find y. The other way to find y is to go back to our orange dude. If you're the orange dude, this y is beside him. It's the adjacent. Adjacent plus the side we know, which is opposite, adjacent and opposite, are tangent. So if we go back to our green dude, tangent of 62 degrees is opposite over adjacent, which is 17.31 over the value we need to find, over y. My variable's in the bottom, so I'm going to put it over 1 and cross multiply, which takes me to y times tangent of 62 equals 1 times 17.31, which is just 17.31. I divide by tangent 62 to get y by itself. Anything I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I know that y equals, and I punch it in, and I get, I have done, no, that's right, 9.20. So up here, of course, we should fill this in. For h, we got 19.60, and our y value, you're going to have a 9.20 or a 9.19, whichever, depending how you did it. They're both wonderful answers, and that's how you solve a triangle. Now, if you hit a question like this and it's scary because there's so much to do what you can do. This is probably out of 6. So let's look at where that comes from. First of all, there are 3 unknowns. 1, 2, 3. Well, guess what? They're each worth 2. So if you're short of time or you're panicking, the easy 2 marks are right here. Right? We know our angles add up. We can find that. That's super easy. Now, what if you freeze and you panic on the rest, or you're running out of time? Write down your formulas. Write this down. Or at least write down sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. Show me that you know where you were going. Give me something so that I can give you a part of each of these 2's as well. Okay? Then do what you can to solve it. Realize if you got this right, and you wrote this and you wrote this, you're probably getting 4 out of 6 already. So make sure you do what you can, show your work, be organized. Take a minute to put your answers up here so whoever's grading can find them nice and super easy. Don't change the letters on the diagram just because you like ABC. Don't do that. When I'm marking 42 assignments and my answer key says WHY, I need your paper to say WHY as well. So do those little things. Keep whoever's grading it happy. Keep your teacher happy. If you are struggling with this, make sure you ask for some help. Otherwise, go give your practice questions a try and hit your checkpoint.